Hey travelers! We went to check out the new United Club at Newark Airport. This is brand spanking new, and I'm going to tell you today all about 1, what it looked like, 2, can I eat there if I had food restrictions, and 3, is it family friendly? Let's talk about it. I'm Laura, here with my husband Nick and our 3 kids. I'll show you how we travel with dietary restrictions. We hope these guides help you plan your next gluten-free, dairy-free, stress-free vacation. We are 5 hungry travelers. When you arrive, you head up these beautiful lit escalators, or if you have a suitcase or a stroller like us, you can head up the elevators or the lifts. And when you get to the top, you are greeted with a really gorgeous view. I think we lucked out that we were there right around sunset. We had an evening flight, and it was so pretty looking out over all the United planes lined up, getting ready to head out. I want to tell you all about the snacks they had. So we headed on in. The ambiance is beautiful. It's very clean and sleek and modern. It felt very nice without feeling too like fancy. Like I wasn't scared my kids were gonna break everything. All the chairs are very stylish. Some of them kind of have a mid-century modern vibe, but more than anything, it's straight lines and cool gray colors and a few pops of bright color here and there. It was lovely. It was new. Everything was so far in really good shape, and thankfully when we left, my kids hadn't changed that. It was still in really good shape. So as you first enter, there are some booths where you can sit privately and work. We decided those people probably wanted privacy and quiet, and so we headed toward the more open areas. There is a snack area just as you enter with some fruit-infused waters. There are canisters that dispense cereal and some bags of chips and things that you can grab and go right there. I actually think we should have stuck to some of those fruit-infused waters. They probably would have been a really healthy option for families with dietary restrictions like us. As you turn and head on through, there are bigger table areas. I almost want to call this like the cafeteria, because there are some four-tops, there are some just chairs pulled up to tables and booths. That area does have some coffee machines that you can fix yourself, as well as some of those freestyle Coke machines. And then as you continue on around, you get to the buffet that starts with sandwiches. There was a taco bar, and then on around to the barista who was making espresso drinks, and around to the bar with lots of seating, an assortment of banquettes and sofas and easy chairs. Everyone there was relaxed and having a good time. People didn't seem uptight when I walked in with my kids, so that's good. But the ambiance is really lovely, and the staff was super friendly the whole time we were there. I absolutely love this mural that they have up over the buffet. I like Newark. Even as we walked over to the club, some of the restaurants we passed, some of the shops were definitely higher end. They had a lovely ambiance, and I even thought if they don't take our passes, if we can't get in, then maybe we'll just sit out here, because it really was nice. And I was trying to set myself up so I wouldn't be too disappointed, because to be honest, I flew back in April and I tried to use those day passes, and in the old United Club, it was always overcrowded. It was always super busy, and if they got too busy, that the first thing they do is put up a sign and say no day passes. So my credit card passes, I thought were going to expire. I was getting kind of stressed about it, and I got to use them just a few days before they expired, which feels like a huge win. In terms of kids, I wouldn't say that it was like made for kids, but there were a few things that my kids were excited about. They were excited about the Coke freestyle machines, much to my chagrin. That's okay. They were excited that there was a foosball table, and we did actually play foosball. It was a vintage table too, so it had a cool look, but you could functionally play on it. And you know, my kids just sat and enjoyed themselves and enjoyed the snacks and treats. And no one was uptight that they were sitting in an area that was somewhat close to the bar. It's not like, this is the adult section, you should go over there. Everyone was cool. One of the family-friendly features that we noticed, but we didn't actually notice until we were leaving, was that they have a baby care room. It was set up with a rocking chair for nursing mothers or for infant feeding. There was a changing table. I think there was a sink in there. We just peeked in. I wish I had noticed it on the way in, because you'll notice on some of the video clips I'm just feeding my baby out there in the open. But they called it the Wellness Center, and so we didn't know that Wellness Center meant baby care room. But that's what it is. If you go, that's what it is. But the million-dollar question for me is always, is it worth it? Am I gonna have anything to eat? Whenever we have as many dietary restrictions as we do, you know, we might get a glass of wine, we might get a cappuccino, but are we going to feel like we can find gluten-free things and dairy-free things and be confident that we're not gonna get sick? Because if not, we'll just skip the food and then we're just paying to sit in some nice chairs. But I was very excited to see that they were very conscientious about allergens. And as you go along the buffet, every single item has a label at the top that says allergens, wheat, eggs, milk. And so it was very clear what we could and couldn't have. We didn't have to ask the staff. I don't know if we had asked them if they would have been helpful with it or not. Because my son was asking, can we ask them to bring us some of the parts of the sandwiches without the bread? And I thought, let's try to keep things easy. I'm already juggling 3 kids. So we went through the buffet, and the taco area was the best option for us. They had a bit of a salad bar and the taco fixings. Unfortunately, they only had flour tortillas. Corn tortillas would have been really helpful for gluten-free folks. But we were able to make a rice bowl with some super flavorful black beans and some guacamole. We added a little bit of shredded carrots on top.
Know what I'm gonna call this?
What?
A genie Storado.
My kids picked up some cucumbers and broccoli to snack on. They picked up fruit. There's always apples and bananas and oranges, which we all ate. The chicken and pork both looked really good. So if you do eat meat, I think those options look fantastic. But for us, it was a pretty decent little rice bowl. I didn't expect it to be quite as flavorful as it was, and we scarfed it down pretty quickly and went back for seconds and thirds. So you can do that. Club, go get it. I had wished they had some corn chips or corn tortillas or something, so we could have made that a more complete meal. Like a side of salsa and some corn chips in that bowl would have been full-on nachos, and I'm never mad about nachos. We did find hip peas. The only flavor they had were sriracha, and I thought they'd be too spicy, but he loves hip peas, so he gave them a try and he said, these aren't that spicy, they're really yummy. So he might have eaten a couple of bags. I'll admit, we did allow our kids to go to the freestyle Coke machines, and they opted for lemonade, which of course has food dyes in it. And of course, after the fact, I thought, that wasn't the greatest choice. We should have stuck with some of those fruit-infused waters. However, whenever we went over to the barista, I said, do you have any milk substitutes? And he did have soy and almond milk. So I did get myself an almond milk latte. It was pretty good.
What do you think about this club?
It's awesome because over here it's an airport, but a hotel.
Do you think it feels like a hotel in
Yes, airport hotel.
It was a Friday night, so everything was not crowded, but it was full. And once we found seats, the nice thing was every seating area had ample chargers that had both electrical outlets and USB ports. So we were able to charge all of our devices before getting on the plane, because a lot of those United planes don't have plugs under the seats. So we were ready. It was a great way to kill some time, hanging out with my family, and everyone really seemed to enjoy themselves.
You know what I love so much?
What?
Yeah.
The broccoli?
Yeah, what Asher gave me. That's so yummy.
And Meilin, what was your favorite part?
My drink.
You liked your drink? Is this is yours? Oh, yum.
What do you guys think? Would you take your kids into a club? We were all fed and happy and got on the plane and fell asleep, which is exactly what the plan was. If you get a chance to check out the new United Club at Newark Airport, I highly recommend you go, you enjoy yourself and have fun. Stay hungry, travelers. Bye.